So for our competencies unit, this is us trying to get down all of the skills that we're going to need later in the semester. Not all the skills, most of the skills that you're going to need throughout the remainder of the semester. I call them competencies because I want to make sure that these are the skills in which you are competent. They are the basic um, building blocks of effective argumentative writing. So for each one, there's going to be an explanation from me, a suggested reading. Most of them are going to have a video attached. And then I'm going to ask you to practice using that particular skill by submitting a quick assignment. And these do usually go relatively quickly, I'm told. Most people knock them out in about half an hour or so. This is meant to make sure that you know the basics of citation and quotation and researching and things like that. There are going to be 8 of them as we work through the next few weeks. So the very first one, I'm going to have you look at 2 different varieties of argumentation: cooperative argumentation and aggressive argumentation, and see if you can tell the difference between the two. And I'm going to have you analyze some comments that are coming from somewhere else in order to do that. I'm going to have you look at the basic structure of writing, specifically looking at introductions as it relates to some journalism. And you're going to be going through and breaking those down into their component parts. After that, you're going to be looking at body paragraphs, which is going to be standard paragraph structure that I will refer back to consistently throughout the semester. Most academic paragraphs follow a structure that is extremely close to the one that you're going to be learning in Competency 3. Then you're going to be practicing summarizing, taking one big idea and condensing down the most salient elements of it into one single simple sentence. Then, how to quote something. Take literally words from one place and put them somewhere else and use them correctly in the process of doing so. And there are more skills that go into that than you would think. So we're going to look at 4 different ways that you can use quotation in your own writing. For Competency 6, we're going to be doing in-text citations, which is how you mark in your writing that something came from somewhere else. And in Competency 7, we're going to be practicing making a works cited page, because the works cited page is how readers can go through and track down where all of that information you got from somewhere else actually came from. And those 2 components work together very closely. And then finally, for our last competency assignment for the semester, then I'm going to have you guys researching sources and looking at 4 particular sources that I'm going to give you and telling me how useful they would be and why not, if you were going to use them in your own writing. So these are going to be due before we write the first few papers, and of course once we've done these, then I expect you're going to be using all of that knowledge as we move forward in the semester.